So now we have used this props thing, right? So now we can also give the validations or something like that also to the props. So for example, whenever we are trying to use this single post in any component, now let's say that this post component is using this one as a child. So tomorrow any other component also can use this single post thing. So that means we need to know that they need to know that must and should, they need to send these values to this one. So whenever the single post they are using means they need to send some values. So now for that reason what we can do is, so another type of representation also we can do it, that is nothing but props. Here the first one is the post thing, right? So we are taking the post thing, and here this one will take an object. Okay, here we can tell what is the type of the data type of this one. So data type of this one is an object. Okay, and is this one is a required or not? Yes, this one is a required one. So whoever uses this component, so then it is a required thing. So we can use it like this. And the types of the data types, the different types of data types which are supported here means we can see it somewhere, they will be mentioning it here. Let's see, somewhere they will be mentioning prop validations. Yeah, here they are mentioning it, right? So here see, so these are all the different types of data types which they will be supported. So here the object we have used it once. Now here another one, another property, another prop which we are trying to do is an is active. Okay, is active. So now here we can use it something like type, this should be a number. Okay, and this one is required false. So this may be required or not required. If it is mentioned means, if it is added means it should be a number. So required false. So if nobody adds this prop means the default value also we can mention it. Default value is 1. Okay, you can mention it like this. If it is required true means there is no need of default value. Why? Because must and should, they need to supply the value. If the required is false means then we can add a default value. Now is active we have used it. Now let's go into the post data. Now here we are sending this post which is a type of object. We are able to see it. This is an object and this is an is active which is of type number. Let's see that whether it is supposed. Now this one is actually, it is not a number, it is a string data. Let's see that whether we are able to send it or not. So now here, where it is going. Yeah, so now if I try to refresh this page, so we are able to see the output, but here in the console we will get an error that invalid property type check failed. So that means the validation that data type has been failed. Is active, expected is the number with value 1 but got a string with value of 1. So here we are actually sending the string value of 1 but it is expecting a value of 1 which is of type number. So now how can I send this one is, so we can use a colon here. Now this one will be converted into a, what is this happen? Yeah, so this one will be converted into a number 1. So if you see the output, now let's refresh this page. Now we are not getting any error. Now for example, let's say that, so here we are using default as 2. Okay, now when we are trying to send a value of 1, it is showing the 1 value. Fine, so it is showing the 1 value, it's fine. Now I will not send this value. So this prop value I am not sending it. So if we are not sending any prop value means the default value for this one is 2. It will take this the 2 value. So here we are trying to mention this variable, right? It will give you the 2 value. If you try to see the output here, so this will be converted into 2 here. See, we are able to see it too. So this is how the props validations will be there. So type we can mention it, required we can mention it, and also the validation also we can mention it. For example, let's say that we can also use a custom validation also. So required true, and apart from this one also we can use a custom validation also. So custom validations, how it will be is, where is this one, Vue.js, where we have gone, where we haven't, yeah, validator, we will be having a validator, somewhere they will be mentioning it. Let's see, we'll see it. They're not mentioning it anywhere or what? Somewhere we can have this one also. Let's see once. Validator, prop validation. Okay, custom validator. Yeah, here you are able to see it, right? Custom validator. So we can provide a validator. So fine, let's say that here for is active I am providing a validator. So this will take a function. You can also use it like this also, not a problem. So you can also use it like this also you can use it, validator, and this takes a value, the current prop value. And here the validator is, it should send only 1 or 0. It should not send 1, it should not send other than 1 or 0. So you can write something like return value is equal to 1 or value is equal to 0. So other than these two values, we should not send it. So that means, okay, fine. So let's remove this one, shortcut notation. If I will try to write, if value is not equal to 1, okay, or value not equal to 0, then if both are not there, if both are not means, then return false. Return false means then it will show you an error, or otherwise return true. Okay. So if value is 1 or 0 means return true, or otherwise we can also write if value is equal to 1 or 0, we can return true, or otherwise return false. So anyway is okay. So now if I try to see the output here, let's say that default 1 we are sending, and in this in the post.view we are sending is active, we are not sending it, right? Is active, we will send something, some value 12 or something like this. Is active is equal to 12. So now let's see the output, whether we will be able to, it will show the error or not. Yeah, it is showing invalid property, custom validator check failed, is active. So here it has showed some error. It will show you a warning, so that we can understand it. So that means you can also add a custom validators to this one. Where is this one? So this validator. So if you return true means then it is okay. If you return false means then it is validation is failed. So this is a custom validator which you can use it. And also apart from this one, so default also takes a function. So this one also you can mention value, or otherwise you can take it will also take a function also. So not a problem. So these are all the most probably the props available. So type is equal to function, you can mention it. So these are all the different types of things we are having. So these are all the different types of properties we are having, prop data types, which you can mention it. And that's it. So these are all the props thing. And another one which we need to remember about this one is, for example, let's say that, so we know that in this post.view, so when you are trying to mention is hyphen active, for example, let's say that we are using is hyphen active. So when you are having is hyphen active in the single post, we need to use something like is active like this. Okay. So like this we need to, same thing in the component how you are using, the same way we need to use it here also. Is active, or you cannot use it is hyphen active. Otherwise you can use it, but you need to keep something like this we need to use it. So instead of using this one, we can know this one better, right? Practice in the components. So like this we can use it. So whenever you are having like this capital means in the template, while you are mentioning this prop, you need to mention hyphen like this. So this one also works. So for example, let's try to change it to 1 only. Okay. And if you see the output, let's refresh it. Now we are property as access during render, but it is not defined on instance. Custom validator failed for prop is active. So what is that I have mentioned? Is hyphen active single post. So if it is not equal to 1 or not equal to 0, something we have written validator wrong. So let's repeat. So you understood about the validator concept, right? I don't want to disturb you. This one all. So property is active. Okay. Mine mistake only, that one. So here we have used this is active, right? And here also we need to use the is active only. Okay. So this is also one mistake. So now if you see the output, I think now the output will work properly. So the custom validator is failed, it seems. So now here we are having one also we are able to display it. So like this we need to use it. So like this we need to use it. So for example, let's say that that's it. So here that's it. So we need to use ampersand actually should not use it. Not also ampersand. It should be 1 or 0. So let's go to the posting. So this is all most probably about the props concept. Okay. So this is all most probably about the props concept. Instead of using this one, so normally I will use like this only. Return value is equal to 1 or value is equal to 2. So this will be better. Oh, I think it no props error will not come. I'm thinking. Yeah, now it's not coming. So like this we need to write it. So this is all about the props concept. So how we need to use the different types of props and also validation check how we will be using. So these are all the different ways we will be using.